Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm starting a series where I dive into articles that I find in the military community and things that I don't particularly agree with the approach. And I think it's a big source of a lot of the challenges that the veteran population and active duty service member families have today. So this here comes from Military Officer, the monthly publication put out by Military Officers Association of America. This is the Family Matters section. The title, Tough Problems Get Tougher, from a report, a 57 page report that was done on military families needing support long after the virus emergency. So MOAA, along with dozens of other organizations, assembled a report on the COVID-19 pandemic to document dozens of town halls, working groups, surveys, and analysis that offers more than 40 actions for consideration. Some of the sample comments include things like, quotes, that we cannot afford internet at home, so after work, I let the kids access the school's free Wi-Fi in the parking lot for them to get their school assignments done. Another said finances are stretched thin. This kind of approach, in my opinion, is a completely wrong one. I'd have to ask ourselves, hey, these particular families, are they streaming Netflix and Disney Plus? Are their smartphone service bills every month more than $50 a month? How many times are they eating out every week? What kind of car or vehicles do they own? What kind of house are they living in for the size of their budget? This all points back to something that I personally have come through myself over the past 6 months, and that's realizing that I was financially illiterate with dang near zero money aptitude. And I'm a commissioned officer in the U.S. Navy, having made it to pay grade 05, the commander rank. And don't get me wrong, we're not in debt. We're actually doing quite well financially. I got lucky. Even so, I was still financially illiterate and had succumbed to our society's view on being financially independent and free. And the fact of the matter is, saving for retirement and depending on Wall Street to take care of us is just not the answer. If you don't know much about the economy, and you're watching lamestream news, you may believe that the economy is doing great and we're about to roar into throughout the roaring 20s like they did 100 years ago. I'd ask you to step back and reconsider that. We've got some serious challenges on the horizon. Those of us on active duty are fortunate to still have that steady paycheck coming in every 2 weeks to allow for advanced planning for our inevitable last day on active duty. Those of us that have already entered the veteran ranks, or who are perhaps in the midst of their transition battle today, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. But don't fret, because there is hope. Because the Commissioned Officer's Guide and his program, Liberty Accelerator, is going to ensure that there is hope. Because it's not anything that a little bit of advanced planning can't get in front of in order for all of us to achieve the liberty and true freedom that we defended overseas for so many years and going on decades now. But back to the MOAA article. They do mention some challenges with kids, and yeah, we've got challenges with kids in my house too. First year homeschooling. Wife was not a teacher by trade, so she had to drop her passion for health and fitness coaching in order to put her full effort into becoming an elementary age school teacher at home. The kids don't get to see friends as much as they want, and that has put a burden on us here at home as well. So no doubt the kid situation, especially for military families that are far from home without the family in the immediate area to support, is a challenge. But we are going to come through it. Here it says Aaron Wagnon from MOAA's Director of Government Relations for Military Family Policy and Spouse Programs. She says, makes it clear that these members of our military family will need our support long after lockdowns and other more immediate impacts of the pandemic begin to fade. And I'm going to challenge that. I think we need to take responsibility for ourselves. Don't depend on anyone else to take care of you. You can do it yourself. You've had significant training throughout time in service. You are a planner. And we can handle this ourselves. So, important recommended actions, they say. Comprehensive assistance for military families with young children. Installation of community-based support to tackle technology and logistical hurdles. An array of finance-related suggestions, including improved training programs, greater awareness of service-specific agencies, and more education efforts at junior enlisted families. And I'm afraid that all these programs that they're going to come up with from a bureaucratic perspective are going to continue to feed people fish. I'm arguing and advocating that we teach people to fish, have good financial literacy education, and a strong money aptitude so that we can take control of our wealth situation at home. We also need to focus on utilizing the medical system that's at our disposal to ensure peak whole health. And lastly, we need to get in touch with ourselves. Find that identity underneath the rank, weapons platform, or service branch. Because at the end of the day, we're all getting out of the service. And very few people are looking out for your best interests as your planning for transition continues. Until you enter that transition mission window, 36 to 48 months out from your inevitable last day on active duty. And then once that transition battle begins 24 months in advance, it's hard. You need to have your plan firmly in place, a good team with you, and a guide to lead you through it. So I'll get off my soapbox for today, but that's the first article from Military Officer that I'm going to discuss, and this will be an entire series pushing back on the status quo because it's failing us, and it's time that we own this, own our transitions, own our lives in service, and plan for far beyond it. All right, that's it from the Commissioned Officer's Guide as part of Liberty Accelerator. So we'll see you next time.